What's up, enthusiasts? It's your boy Rob. I would say back with another video, but guys, this is the number one for this new show that I'm doing. This is Rob 7 days a week. Yes, like I was saying, this is my brand new show that's going to take a bit of divergence from tabletop gaming. I still love it. It's still near and dear to me, but I wanted to do something that I could just talk about everything that's going on around us in our communities today. So, guys, I figured this would be the perfect time to kick this off because there has been a release of one of the most iconic intellectual properties known to man, very near and dear to my heart. That is Diablo 4. That's right, guys. I'm going to give my reaction to a video I saw the thumbnail for and was like, nah, this guy can't be, this has to be clickbait. So I wanted to cover this with you guys because I love you guys. I love you guys so near and dear. You guys have been with me through Battle Space and Rusty Dagger. And speaking of Battle Space and Rusty Dagger, guys, make sure you pick up some of the Battle Space merch and Rusty Dagger merch coming soon. But you guys can go over to my spring store and pick up a shirt, a hoodie, and rock it and let people know you're down for the cause. Guys, these are really cool military theme based shirts. But that's enough of that, guys. Let's get to this video that I'm very excited about watching. So here we go. Let me get it queued up here. And
long-awaited Diablo 4 has just released, and after finishing the campaign myself, and with close to 500,000 total viewers live on Twitch, I can definitely say that this is the superior way to enjoy the game. Watching it, not playing it yourself. Allow me to explain.
Well, as many of you guys already know, I only watch gaming now. I don't actually play video games. I haven't played video games in some time now. It's been at least, I don't know, since Battle Space 3, really, somewhere around there. Since I've really been into video games, I've dabbled here and there, I'll be honest. But for the most part, since Battle Space 3, PlayStation 3 was like my last hurrah for video gaming. I really dove into tabletop gaming and never looked back to an extent. But yeah, let's see what this guy is saying here.
Development, beta, or anything beside the release cinematics, I decided to jump in with the Digital Deluxe Edition for only $20 extra, bringing the game to $90 US, which allowed me to play a couple days early and a couple.
Have I been out of the scene that long? When I think back, I think I paid about $59 for Diablo 3. So that's not too far off the mark. Now, paying extra to play a game 2 or 3 days early, I don't know if I can do that. That's a bit much for me. Guys, you let me know down in the comments. Is that something you guys normally do? Is that like commonplace now for you to be paying an extra $20 so you can play a game a few days early?
Couple days is all that you need to experience this game. That's it. I finished the campaign in what I believe was about 20 hours with a level 40 something sorcerer on world tier 2, which
20 hours is not bad. I mean, that's a lot of content. I mean, I was always one of those guys that would kind of step into a game and want to experience all the cutscenes and just enjoy it. Kind of like a nice bowl of, like, I guess tea, soup or something like that. You want to savor the flavor, so that's always been me, or back in the day it was. So hopefully, I hope that a lot of you guys are like that too. There's nothing like enjoying the lore of the game you're playing, and that's from tabletop to video games.
Was the hardest option available for a new character, excluding, of course, the hardcore permadeath option. At this point in my Diablo 4 character's story, I'm left asking two questions. What in the HE double hockey sticks am I supposed to do now? And why would I even want to? I'll admit.
Guys, we're not even a minute into this video. I mean, we're getting close to a minute, but this guy's digging in on D4, and I'm just like, wait, what? Because I was watching Asmon Gold play, and he was enjoying the game. I mean, he enjoys everything he pretty much plays, maybe because he knows what he likes. But I was enjoying the content. And again, I'm sitting here watching someone else play the game, So I know that the game can't be that bad.
I'm not the biggest fan of ARPGs, but I do like
Well, there we go. He just let the cat out of the bag. He's not the biggest fan of ARPGs. I mean, this is the quintessential action role playing game, and there can't be a dislike for that type of genre of game and think you're going to step into to Diablo and enjoy it. I guess it could be that game to kind of sway your decision on those games, or your thought on those games. But man, I can't believe this guy. He's not liking it. This is legit. He's saying don't play Diablo 4, and he's sticking to his guns so far.
the Diablo series and the lore, and after completing the campaign, I'm left with a feeling that can only be described as where's the beef? Diablo 4's gameplay didn't really offer much of a challenge beside clicking more than a dolphin telegraph operator, with my combat strategy revolving around using all my cooldowns as soon as they're up, then right mouse butting until the cooldowns are ready again.
That's how you play Diablo 4, man. You click, 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 click. All right, waiting for that cooldown. Basic attack, basic attack, basic attack. All right, ability back. Click, click, click. So I mean, that's how you play those games. At least that's how I did when Diablo 2 was kind of like my main thing. That was my jam. D2 was my jam. All right, D3, D2 had some pretty big shoes to fill, and D3 came in wearing like a 9.5 when D2 was like an 11. You know what I mean? So it was pretty tough to fill those shoes. D3 was fun. I enjoyed it as well, but just not as much as Diablo 4. Diablo 1 was a bit old for me. I found I came into the game around when I guess around midway of D2. So D1 going back was just kind of older and stuff like that. And I more so played Diablo 1 just to kind of say that I did.
Again, each battle either being over before it gets interesting or taking so long that it really becomes boring. There really didn't seem to be any happy medium here, and certainly in no part of the game did I really have to think about how to approach an encounter apart from my aforementioned strategy of rolling my face on the keyboard. I think in total I died about 4 times over my 20 hours, twice to the final
4 times in 20 hours. I will say, sir, you are proficient at playing games. I mean, I remember playing D2 and D3 and just dying left and right. I mean, maybe I'm just not that great of a gamer, uh, mainly because I play for the story. But I can say this. I mean, I can remember clearly, if anything, that D4 was or not D4, excuse me, D2 was a grind fest for me. So
boss and twice to random enemies that surrounded me and exploded because I was looking at my second monitor to keep me busy while I waited for the next story beat. I think that's really Diablo 4's greatest weakness, is just that at no point in the game did I feel challenged or presented with a situation that I had to think of a solution, and because of that, I never felt the corresponding reward of a job well done. Early game, I was somewhat positive about the story, and I definitely enjoyed the mystery of what Lilith was up to and the mysterious wolf character who turned out to be exactly who I suspected it was. I kept playing because I wanted to see where the story would go, but these plot
now, again, I said this earlier, but I think Diablo delivers a very captivating story. It's been one of the main draws for me, and always keeping up with the lore of Diablo. Even though as Diablo 3 came to the end of its lifespan, I was kind of phasing out video games, but always Diablo. I've always loved the lore. I mean, if you look behind me, matter of fact, you might not be able to see it in this view, but I do have like the art of Diablo 3, the book. It was like a $50, $60 book, and I was more than happy to pay for that book and flip through it and just enjoy the art inside of it.
plot points were few and far in between. Side quests and dungeon bosses weren't particularly interesting or memorable, and that might be because I realized early on that it's basically pointless to do any of the side quests with Diablo 4's level scaling. So you might as well just go straight for the main campaign and nothing.
Now, see, not playing the game, I can't really grasp the sense of how the leveling structure is is presented. I can watch videos and I can kind of see people clicking and stuff like that. But I think that's one of those things you have to be hands on when you're building that character and you're selecting those different abilities and stuff and seeing how that tree actually interacts with your character and progression. So that will be something I feel like I can't really comment on. But that's neither here nor there. When it comes down to it, it's about the fun of the game, the excitement, and being in the moment of clicking away on your computer. So,
which is what I started to do from the beginning of Act 2. One of the things that Diablo is famous for is the epic loots, which, because of my story-based strategy, I didn't really receive much of, upgrading my character infrequently and never receiving that dopamine rush of finding a new epic weapon to try out. I guess I could have gone looking for these, but why would you bother if the levels scale the way that they do?
So again, just not knowing certain things about how the progression of your character truly works, because I'm not playing the game. I think the web drops have always been exciting for me. I mean, that's kind of one of the things you can kind of go back and tell people, oh man, I got this, I got that. It's like, it's like finding something in the real world, something unique, and something rare. So, I mean, I guess, if you get a bunch of crap or, you're getting items that are somewhat behind the level of your character, I guess that could be kind of off-putting, but I don't know. Let's see. This guy is sticking to it. He's not liking D4. That's not good. That's not good, guys. It's not good. But it is his opinion.
Themselves didn't seem to be very well defined or distinct at all, and without an epic conclusion or big bad, or even just a nice little cinematic reward, they kind of blend together. So until you get to hell, you might as well have just been in Act 1 all along. The only two fights that really made me feel something were Astaroth and Lilith. I can barely even remember any others.
So watching Asmongold play, he played through the part where he fought Astaroth, and I thought that was just such a cool character design. The battle was kind of cool, and that's when I really noticed the different elevations they have now. I guess that's like new, the whole elevation thing, and I freaking love that. And that's one of those things that's like, as simple as it is, it makes me want to actually play the game, just so I can like experience this new element to Diablo. Man, but I don't even have a PC, so that's the thing. I only got my MacBook, and I haven't had a PC for quite some time. So I would actually have to. It would be an investment for me to go to get a PC, to get the game and everything else I would need to go along with it, because I know I can't afford like a badass gaming rig or anything like that. So I'd have to get some laptop and try to boost it up, or get some basic ass computer and try to see if I can change out the graphics card and stuff like that. Depending on what the requirements are, I'd be running at like the lowest settings possible, and just missing all of the graphical goodness.
Which is somewhat disappointing, since you do encounter the lesser evils of Andariel and Duriel. Duriel in particular was a letdown, as he sort of just shows up, says nothing, refuses to elaborate, and then leaves. Very disappointing, since I do remember him slaughtering me as a child many times over, to the point that looking for bail sends me into fits of PTSD. The only thing I can imagine D4 Duriel saying would be looking for
a better game.
I think many players are going to find themselves in my position.
That's messed up.
Before level 50 means that you'll need to grind out another 8 to 10 levels before you can find any new loots, experience hell tides, and increase the difficulty. But I have to ask myself, what's the point? What motivation is there to grind out to level 100 if you're not going to be one of the first 1,000 people that will get their names written on Lilith's titties? I mean, the big bad is dead at this point. Go home, we won. I guess some people...
I mean, to each his own. That could be a big deal for some guys, getting their name on some boobies. So I mean, that could keep you up at night playing the game. It's whatever to bring the people in. Let me keep playing. Let's see.
I do enjoy the grind in this style of gameplay, but it isn't really something that I'm interested in. Typically, when I play games, I use a system where I expect to get approximately 1 hour of enjoyment for every dollar I spend to consider it worth the purchase. And will I get 90 hours out of this game? Unless something changes, absolutely not. I do feel like they were trying to...
Now, I mean, this is the initial release. Pretty sure they've done some patching already. There'll probably be more patches to come. Now, I don't think that will actually change his opinion of the game itself, because in all in all, the game it is what it is. It's an action RPG. But I know with D3, when the expansion came out finally, that brought some life to the game and brought some people back to the game that had walked away from it early on. So, I mean, it could be the same situation for D4. We could be waiting for that first expansion to really rev the game up and take it to that next level. So,
to recapture the essence of Diablo 2 in this game after D3 wasn't as well received as they might have hoped. In place of the quirky Nephilim characters that had more personalities, you essentially just play a blank slate character and project yourself on, which can be a good thing for immersion, but without the epic characters or encounters to fight against, this just makes this game a little bit forgettable for me, which isn't to say that the game didn't have things.
Can you imagine hearing that or saying that? Diablo forgettable? That's never been the case. Even with D3, it was never a forgettable game. It may have not had the same experience as Diablo 2 and 1 for some of you in the older generation, but definitely I just can't see someone saying a Diablo game being forgettable. That just does not make any sense, especially with the amount of time it took for this to come out, and the energy, the effort, and everything that probably went into this game. It's a pretty big statement to say, sir.
Things I enjoyed. The cinematics were great for what we got. The gameplay itself was fine. It seemed to lag a little bit for me in cities, which might be on my settings, but might be related to the game being always online, since I didn't seem to get any lag outside of the towns or...
Now, that was something that I didn't care for D3, where you were playing online, and I think that was with the app game as well. I've played a little bit of just because some friends wanted me to come play. I tried it for a few days, and I was like, this is fun. But again, I just can't put that time into playing like a lot of video games or anything like that. So, but I also that having other players run in and out of the screen and stuff like that when you're trying to play the game, that just takes me out of the immersion of the game and the setting of the world. But I'm an older guy now, so I better get with the times, I guess, especially if I'm going to play Diablo 4. And guys, do you think I should play Diablo 4? What do you guys think?
Or in the world or any of the dungeons. Ultimately, the gameplay wasn't anything special. It was the epitome of it's fine, I guess.
This guy's killing me. He's killing me.
Good, I mean, she literally did nothing wrong. I'm still somewhat confused on why we're even hunting her in the first place. Team Demon Mummy for sure. But those small bits of bacon in this salad of a game that make it enjoyable are just so few and far in between, and that's why I recommend anyone interested in this franchise to not buy this game. Just find a YouTube video that has all the story beats.
So he said, don't even buy the game. He didn't even say, like, you just hold off until the game's on sale or something like that. He was just like, don't buy the game. That's pretty strong words again, my man. Come on, my guy. That's Diablo we're talking about here. You can go buy Diablo at full price and you should be more than happy, sir. No, all joking aside, this is just one person's opinion. I'm just one guy. I'm pretty sure just as many people that love the game don't love the game, and there's many people that are sitting in the middle. Definitely, if you have the means to play this game, meaning you have a computer, you've got a console, I would encourage you to go buy this game. And obviously, I'm not getting paid to say that, guys. I'm a nobody right now. So.
And cinematics boiled down into like a 30-minute experience and save yourself the $70, $90, or $100 that they are asking for this game.
Yeah, $100, it better be good. The game's got to be great if you're spending $100, though.
And that's the price before you even take a look at the in-game shop and all the extras that will be pumped out to keep Bobby's newest yacht afloat. Diablo 4 lives up to its name by delivering a 4 out of 10 experience.
Ouch. A 4 out of 10 experience. Guys, that's a 4 out of 10. That's pretty damn low. So I don't know why this gentleman wasted his time buying this game. I mean, it is what it is, guys. I'm thinking let me take care of that sound. Sorry about that, guys. So that's the video. This guy gave it a 4 out of 10. Me just watching the gameplay, I mean, I would have given it like an 8 out of 10 already, just watching it from afar. So not even actually getting my hands on the game. Guys, but that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stayed until the end of the video. Guys, I want you to do a few things. First, I want you to subscribe. I want you to like if you haven't already. And this is stuff you guys already know. Everyone asks you for every YouTube video to like and subscribe. I'm no different. Guys, again, I want you to go pick up some merch if you have not picked up any merch. And I'll be back for another one. Guys, this is Rob 7 days a week, and I will see you tomorrow.